Hello and welcome to Sportish. My name is Libby Trickett.
I'm Georgie Trickett.
And we're talking life through the lens of sport because that's what we do.
Why have you gone?
I don't know. I've gone full weird. I apologise.
Is this where your day is today?
Yeah, that is exactly right.
You've got the kids to school and you're like, I'm losing my mind.
Yes, I am capitulated. It's like, second week of school, but here we are.
And in the first week of school, it was your birthday.
It was in fact, it was the very first day of school.
What a wonderful way to spend your birthday.
I know a lot of people are probably like, oh, that would have been great.
Was
you got the kids out to school, but it's like, no, it was like a nightmare.
Was there time for presents? No.
No, there was no time for presents in the morning because school. And then by the time everyone came home, they were all really tired and, emotionally withdrawing from their first day of school. But it was fine. It was great, lovely. Actually, this is a story that I have been dying to tell you since last week.
Yeah. Now, you sent me a picture, then you literally wrote, I am not talking about this with you till we record.
Yes. So part of my birthday was I went out to dinner with a couple of my girlfriends. So my friends are not particularly sporty. They do sport.
They're sportish.
They are sportish, correct. But they don't necessarily recognise people from sport. Mm-hmm. And I saw across from the table from me an elite athlete.
Okay.
Or a sportsman.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure that that's a cricketer.
I'm so proud. I mean, the progress we have made here is huge. But yes, continue.
Sporties, how massive that is, the fact that I've recognised a cricketer.
This is huge.
I mean, to be fair, it's possibly the only cricketer that I would recognise not because of his sporting prowess on the field.
Not because of his exceptional career.
No, but because of his advocacy work that he does. So Usman Khawaja was sitting.
Such a legend. Recently retired from the Australian team.
Was sitting across from me. And I was like...
How excited did you get? Were you so excited?
Look, I was excited for you.
Thank you.
And I was excited for potentially getting a photo for you.
Did you get it for me?
Yeah. I'm not keeping it for my collection. No offence to any of the cricketers and Usman.
Poor Usman.
I know. So it was I've been dying to tell you this story. It was so, I never do that. I never.
Because I have been with you when people ask you for photos, and it's lovely and it's, such a privilege to be asked to have a photo, and also it's the most incredibly awkward thing.
It can be so awkward, and some people who don't, what's the word? Read the room. In the middle of dinner with multiple
Oh my God,
kids.
you didn't interrupt his dinner, did you?
Well, let me get to it. So it can be uncomfortable, not uncomfortable.
It's just awkward.
So I always have time for everybody. It doesn't
you're not
matter.
an asshole. I'm not suggesting
you're
an asshole.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm also conscious that I don't want to interrupt his meal with his family or his friends. And so I was very sure that I wasn't going to do it pre-dinner or during dinner.
Great. That's a great strategy.
Thank you. So as I was going to leave with my girlfriends.
I feel so cringe already.
It's now or never. Got to go in for it. I gave my phone to my girlfriend.
I'm dying. How bad is this?
I went over and I said, Usman? Usman, is it?
No.
Oh, God, why did I say it like that? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, would you mind if I got a photo? And he was like, sure thing. And then I was like,
did he know who you were?
Hold on.
No. No.
And then I was like, oh, yeah, my sister-in-law is a massive cricket fan and a massive fan of you. I'm like, I'm a fan of you too.
I'm actually going red.
I'm totally a fan of you. He's like, oh, yeah, I was wondering if it was you or someone you know. And I was like,
dead.
I was like, cool. And I don't say this because I have an ego, because I don't expect anybody to know who I am.
Oh, my God.
But I'm
so
always mildly hopeful.
I've got secondary embarrassment.
That they might know who I am without me going, hi, I'm Libby Trickett. You may remember me from such Olympics as. He had no clue, Georgie. I just thought like maybe Australian athlete to Australian athlete, retired athlete to a retired athlete, that he might be like, hey, Libby. And
I can't.
He didn't.
I can't. This is so much worse than I thought.
Georgie, it was so bad. And so now he
How
just
is
thinks
your
I'm-
ego?
Oh, it was on the floor, and I'm like, this is my birthday dinner. I wanted to die. And I was like, I never do this, but I was hopeful that maybe he might. But he didn't.
Well, we are equal now because you set me up to do something similar with Holly Wainwright when she did her book launch in Brisbane last year. And I had to be the biggest dickhead and go up to her and say, hi, Holly, and then drop like I do, maybe when I'm ordering coffee or, trying to get in somewhere. I was like, I'm Libby Trickett's sister-in-law. And as the words came out of my mouth, I was dying.
Like, and now I'm going to crawl into a little hole.
And she just wanted me to say hi. And she like, you had so many young babies at that point, you couldn't get anywhere. But it just sounded so wrong. And I could not get out of there fast enough. And then she was like, would you like a photo? And I was all awkward because I'm already awkward because this is so awkward. And I was like, oh, no. And then she was mortified and I was mortified and I could not leave there fast enough.
Well, to be fair, the thing that made it awkward is that you said no to her. That was the thing that made that awkward.
I wasn't thinking I was just getting a book signed. I didn't know
I don't want a photo with you.
I didn't know they were doing photos. Like, I don't know these things. I don't do book launches. I've got so much anxiety for you.
Well, anyway, we will post the photo. I look thrilled in the photo, honestly.
Because you're meeting an Australian cricket legend.
Yeah. I mean, he had no idea who he was meeting.
An Australian cricket legend meets
Just a
really
rando.
old Australian swimming legend.
Just a random. Oh, God. The mighty have fallen.
So while you were, just having
Dying inside.
so many levels of embarrassment out at a fancy restaurant on a Friday night, I, Lisbeth Trickett, I became a sports reporter over the weekend.
I'm going to make you feel deeply uncomfortable now.
Haven't we already done that? That was the first part of today's show.
This is the next level.
Oh my
cringe.
God.
You're welcome. Sporties, Georgie has come from a health background.
And before that,
corporate.
She was an accountant.
She was an accountant.
By accident.
She was deep in the corporate world. She went into health.
And I love health. I absolutely love it.
It's the foundation from which you do this.
Yes,
right?
correct.
But we have been working on Sportish for years.
God.
No. 4 years.
We have been.
We have been.
This
is our passion. We have created this. And you created this opportunity to be a reporter, like a legitimate journalist, Georgie, reporter on the sideline. I'm going to cry.
No, you're not.
Sorry. I'm so proud of you.
Now you're going to make me cry.
Sorry.
I love it how when we're going to cry, we're also going to laugh.
I know.
We're going to cry.
I'm sorry. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Like, you made this opportunity happen. And you did an exceptional job.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, cringe.
That's a little bit different to the feedback my family gave me when I got home.
They were brutal.
They were like,
oh, look, I got actual feedback for you.
To give you background, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Brisbane, Australia hosted the Softball Australia Cup. This is an international event where we bring in a couple of different countries and we play like a test series essentially. Yeah. And there's games every day culminating in a final on the last day. And Softball Australia has new management. They are gearing up to host a World Cup in 2027. They are investing so heavily into this sport now that we've got like the right people on the team to run softball. And softball's like my first love. I couldn't be more passionate about this sport. It's the sport I played
they
up.
ditched you from the Queensland team.
Yeah, well, and with good reason.
You still love it.
But I still love it. And so when Softball Australia said, would you like to come and be a sideline reporter? I said yes. And then I called you and said, I don't know how to be a sideline reporter. Can I do this? And you were like, do it. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So off I went with my clipboard
Well, I mean, everybody needs a clipboard.
And I felt very official having had
that's all you need.
That really changed my whole personality. And it was the best 4 days of sport I've had in such a long time. It was such a privilege to tell the stories from around the fields, not just of the players, and I got to go down and talk to the players before and after the game. And to give you context, the Japanese team was one of the teams. We had the New Zealand White Sox and we had the Japanese. The Japanese team are the world champions. They're the Olympic champions. Australia has not beaten them in an official fixture since 2004.
Wow.
So they're a big bloody deal. They are a completely professional outfit, so fully funded, full-time athletes, and they're playing Australia and New Zealand, who are completely amateur. So, and I don't mean that in terms of skill or capability.
No.
I mean that in terms
They
of
don't get paid.
They do not get paid. And
they all have jobs.
They have jobs. So your Australian team at any one time is very much determined by A, the skills and the quality of the player, but B, what annual leave balance they have available.
Yeah.
That is what's determining, this elite level of sport. I think it's a really important distinction. And they're playing the best in the world that are funded by corporates, and
That's
do this
what
for
they're
their
dedicating
job.
their time for, yeah.
Right. So to be able to speak to those players and watch them play, incredible. But then to go out into the field and find, the under-12 Bears team who are there to cheer on Pippa Adkins, who's their coach, who's out in centre field playing for Australia. She's also a doctor. She's quite a busy person.
It's insane.
And playing for Australia. To find them and talk to them about what it means to see her play was just so good. To talk to the parents was amazing.
But the fact that this was broadcast on television.
It was on KO.
It was on KO. I can't imagine what that must mean for you as a little person, to think about that, back when you were 15 and playing, to think about the fact that this is now being broadcast on television, let alone for all of the people who were there.
Yes.
To know that this...
It meant something.
Yeah.
It really meant something to the players that this was something that could be seen on TV because, growing up, the only time you could watch softball was during the Olympic Games. And these were times where we didn't have streaming services. So it was just if Channel 7 decided to play that match, that you got to watch it, or you would have to stay up till 1 a.m. or whatever it is. And we did, but you couldn't watch international softball on the TV ever.
Yeah.
And now to see it and to have come and done that for 4 days and then to get home and to watch the final with my kids and for them to say, oh, she's my favourite player. I love her. Oh, mummy, that's actually my favourite. They all had different favourite players. They'd had the neighbours over all weekend explaining softball to them. And they did also have feedback about how I held my microphone. Yeah. And
too many P's and T's.
Too many P's and T's, also moving the microphone too quickly.
A little bit yelly at times, but that's
somewhat
just 'cause you're
yelly.
excited.
And I was just very enthusiastic. I take that feedback on board though. There is work to be done. But to hear them talk about the sport and to have seen them gain an understanding of that sport, which they've never actually otherwise watched. Over 4 days, they became so much more softball literate. That is the impact of broadcast for women's sport. Yeah. To have done that and to have been a part of it is such an honour. To have worked with such a cool team of completely generous humans who took a very big time rookie and helped me learn how to do it all was just such a privilege. I'm just still buzzing that I got to do this.
It's so cool. And I hope more organisations invest in that kind of access to sport. We're seeing it develop, but it's that whole concept, you can't be what you can't see. And if we're giving people opportunities to see sports they may not otherwise be exposed to, it's so exciting for the trajectory of where sport can go.
Now you're going to make me cry. I don't know if I mentioned I'm a reporter.
You're a sideline reporter now for KO.
because I've been playing the role of a sideline reporter over the weekend, I've not watched any tennis.
Oh my God, Georgie, it was so good. So good. So good.
So good.
So, it was historic on so many levels. The men's semi-final was 10 hours of blissful tennis watching.
See, I saw none of it.
So both I think it was the first time in a million years. I'm not good at stats, you guys know that. But first time in a long time that both men's semis went to 5 sets.
Really?
The first set went for 5.5 hours. The second set went for 4.5 hours.
Oh, my
maybe.
God.
It was a long time. Just epic battles, incredible skill, obviously incredible. Then, Novak Djokovic was going for his 25th Grand Slam title, which is just absolutely insane. He's 38. Like, he's 3 years younger than me. Like, how are you still, not limping? Anyway, he's insane. But Carlos Alcaraz did get the better of him in the final. I mean, he's 22. He bounced back real well from his
recovery.
5 hour.
His recovery looks so different.
So different. Like, God damn it, Carlos.
Can you imagine the difference
Oh my God.
in how he's recovering?
Because everyone was like, it'll be a difference of recovery. I'm like, well, Carlos is going to win because
Carlos doesn't do recovery.
Yeah, Carlos doesn't need recovery. He's 22. Anyway, Carlos did eventually win. At 22 years of age is the youngest person ever to win a career Grand Slam, which is just...
That's mind-blowing.
Insane. Like the talent of that guy, the intensity, but the joy is so fun. But the thing that I wanted to talk to you about, the tennis.
Yes.
There was a moment in the second week where an incredible American player by the name of Coco Gauff lost.
Yes.
Pretty significantly.
Tanked it? It just didn't go?
Yeah, it just didn't go. It looked like she had nothing.
I mean...
She couldn't respond.
You know what? There must be times in a tournament where you've had some epic wins and then you get to a game, and we've all had days like this where you get out of bed and you're like, oh, I just don't have it today.
Just doesn't feel quite right.
It's just not right.
And it doesn't mean that she wasn't trying. She was searching the whole time, but she ended up getting knocked out.
Straight sets?
I think it was straight sets. I'm not good on those details.
Sorry, I shouldn't have asked you details. That was,
That's a you problem.
Righto.
You know who I am as a person, Georgie. Anyway, she got knocked out. She was obviously incredibly disappointed. This is someone who's won Grand Slams, right? Previously, when she has been knocked out, she smashed a racket on the court.
Has she just done it once, or is this her whole vibe?
No, that has only happened once.
Okay.
When she actually smashed it in front of people on the court, right?
She had a bad day, she smashed a racket.
Correct.
Like many tennis players before her.
Correct. She, this time, obviously incredibly disappointed, angry, sad, went behind the scenes and went and smashed a racket in the tunnels somewhere. The thing about that, though, is that with all of the access that we now have to athletes, is that there was a camera filming everything. And so, of course, that clip gets played on socials, on, TV, news. It's everywhere, right?
Yeah,
everyone has an opinion. Everyone has a comment on it. Because then the kind of narrative became, should there be
a camera in the
tunnels?
Well, I mean,
and I would love to know what you think.
I think everyone is entitled to privacy. I think there should be very clear, signs up to say you're in a footage area, like you're in an area where you will be filmed. I'm kind of surprised that there wouldn't have been signs at that sort of level of event.
Well, I mean, if you're in your own head and you're frustrated, you may not have seen it.
I mean, let's face it, Libby, I'm not an elite athlete who's ever experienced such bitter disappointment on the public stage. You always had to get out of the pool, and even if you've just swum the worst race of your life, you then had to front media. You're still trying to catch your breath and you're coming up a line to speak to media and you've got to have it together. But I know from watching you that you would have been just like a hot mess inside.
Yeah.
Did you then go into change rooms and kick stuff?
Yeah, so this is what I find really interesting, because Coco actually said, once all the footage came out, she was disappointed because she thought she wasn't being seen.
Yep.
And she did that on court once, and she made a conscious decision that that's not how she wants to be as an athlete and as a role model. And I just admire that so much.
Yeah.
So I have two feelings about this. I admire that so much. The fact that you can recognize something, make a mistake and go, I want to do better because I know what my role is. as a human who is trying to show young kids how to process things.
Yeah.
By the same token, I love the access that we're being given to athletes. I just think it's so incredible. It's so valuable. It's so interesting. And I think it's so important to show kids and adults what it means to these players.
Oh, interesting.
I'm glad I saw it. I'm glad I saw her anger. And I think what's really important is, particularly as a woman, it's like we're not allowed to be angry.
Well, this was my interest in this because I can't count how many men's players I've seen smash rackets on a court and then go over to their bag and get out more rackets and smash them just because they're just so angry and cop all the violations, whatever. Does everyone just react in such a way because they've seen female player?
Woman, yeah.
It's a really good point.
If you haven't heard Jelena Dokic's opinions and
I
thoughts
think
on it,
Jelena spoke so beautifully on the topic.
She spoke so beautifully. I cannot add more to what her thoughts were. They were really beautifully articulated. Go have a look at her Instagram to check that out. But the thing that I would add is that just as human beings, we need to be able to show productive channels to express anger.
Yeah.
She was not hurting anyone. She was not near anybody. She wasn't yelling at anyone. She was expressing her frustration and her anger through her racket. And like, I teach my kids, if you're angry, go and scream into a pillow.
But hang on, do you want them to be smashing a tennis racket?
Poppy?
Yeah.
Again,
if Poppy came home and she'd smashed a tennis racket against, I don't know, the concrete, a wall.
Well, I mean, look, my child is 10 and I would have purchased that tennis racket.
Yeah.
But if she was given them.
Oh my God, really?
No, but like, yeah, absolutely. If she wasn't near anybody, if she wasn't yelling at anybody, if she was channeling her anger.
So she's off the court.
She's off the court.
Yeah.
She's by herself. She's in what she believes is a private space. How do we healthily transmute angry energy out of our bodies?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I don't really want my kids going and wrecking their sporting equipment. It's so expensive.
But they're not elite athletes.
No.
So she would have many, many rackets.
Oh, she has, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not about the rackets specifically. Like, go and punch a punching bag or scream into a pillow.
Yes.
Like, there's lots of different ways that you can translate that into community level sport or kids in particular, or adults if you're having a really bad crummy day, right?
Oh, I know exactly what you do on a really bad crummy day, Libby Trickett.
I go and punch some pillows. But do you know what I mean? Like, we need to learn how to process anger.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
In a
I hadn't
really
thought about it
healthy
that
way. She wasn't near anybody. She's not hurting anyone. Like, she needs to be able to express that. And I think as a society, for men and women, we need to work out how to do that productively and in a healthy way. Georgie.
Yes.
The Winter Olympics and Paralympics are upon us.
I'm so excited. I am prepared. It's going to be in Italy. I've got pasta. I've got pizza. I'm leaning into a theme.
Carbs is the thing.
Carbs. You got to keep your pantry stocked. You've got to be hydrated. Yes, you're on a couch, but you need to be focused. It's going to be
a difficult time zone.
Oh,
let's be honest.
The worst. And I'm trying really hard to get to bed early. This is not
I
helping.
know. That's been my intention this week, is to have an early bedtime.
Have we got there? No.
Not great so far, but we'll get there. That's what intentions are about. That's the great thing about them.
They're very flexible.
Very flexible. But it's so exciting. Like, the Australian team are just looking so cool. This is the thing about the Winter Olympics. Like, all of the athletes are so much cooler than any summer athlete could possibly be.
Oh, interesting. I've never thought about it from a coolness factor. But
you haven't?
No. But
they're all extreme sports.
Yeah. But I'm interested to understand from you, because we've got the Winter Olympics and the Paralympics coming up, and then we'll roll into regular footy season. And what I want to understand from you...
It feels like a come down, doesn't it?
Libby! Well, and I think this is probably where my point is going. I would love to understand from you how you see the difference between an athlete that competes at a winter Paralympic Olympic Games or a summer Olympic Paralympic Games, the difference between those athletes and like your regular season football players.
Like a professional sports person?
Yeah, totally.
I have very strong opinions, and I might put some noses out of joint around
I can
this.
see
But
your heart rate monitor
But
just like ticking up.
Look, and I would love to hear what the sporties think because
I feel like we'll get some opinions.
yeah, I'm sure I will get some clear feedback on this. This is the difficulty coming from the background that I've come from because I see the professional sportsmen and women, but specifically the professional sportsmen who get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars every year to compete for their team.
It's a commercial product.
That's their job.
Yep.
Right?
You feel bitter.
This is where the real chip on my shoulder comes to play.
I actually just saw it land.
So, look, it's a really difficult thing. They get to play every single year for their championship. Every single year. So there's part of me that's like, if you don't win it this year, maybe next year.
They also get to play week in, week out.
Week in, week out. Okay. And it's just over and over again. Whereas these athletes, the Winter Olympic and Paralympic athletes, the Summer Olympic and Paralympic athletes, a lot of them are amateur. They're not getting paid to do their sport. They're working jobs around their training. They have to not only qualify on the Australian team, but then they have to take it to another level to compete at the highest level. And I can't even imagine like one of the professional sportsmen having to deal with the pressure that those elite athletes experience because I have to bring it back to myself, obviously. I had 53 seconds every 4 years to achieve my childhood dream, right? Something that I had wanted, dreamt about, thought about, felt in my body since I was 10 years old, right?
It's kind of batshit crazy when you put it that way.
Right? I was one of the lucky ones. Like swimming is a huge Olympic sport, right? Huge Paralympic and Olympic sport. Like it is one of the most publicized. But like what about every other athlete who, is grinding and, for all of the winter athletes have to go live overseas and leave their families and, to go and have access to the sports that they're trying to represent Australia in. I don't know. People are going to have lots of opinions. My opinion is that elite sports people are better. They are the correct sports people.
Well, I think
and don't get me started of individual athletes versus team athletes.
I think it speaks to how special it is to be able to watch an Olympic Games. Don't underestimate what an amazing and, rare experience it is to watch it. I think that's why in our household, when the Olympics, Paralympics, winter or summer are on, the TV does not get turned off. We do not watch any other TV during that time.
It should be.
As it would feel wrong not to give it that level of status.
I guess this is probably my point. And I think
in conclusion,
therefore, I think I would love everyone during the next few weeks with the Winter Olympics and the Paralympics. Just have moments either by yourself or with your family or your friends where you really acknowledge that this opportunity comes for these athletes once every 4 years. Like just really feel that in your body. Like imagine working on something for 4 years in your work and you have one opportunity to nail it. Like,
I feel so sick.
Imagine that. Like it's such a joy and I hope everyone just absolutely froths on it for the next few weeks.
That's all for this week.
Yeah.
I feel like we've chatted a lot.
We have words.
We had lots to say.
I had lots of opinions. I'm sorry.
You are actually processing some things.
Thank you. Yeah. Look, give me some grace, but she's an opinionated Libby this year.
She's not saving anything. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Sportish. We will be back in your ears next Wednesday with more. You can expect a lot of Winter Olympics coverage.
Get ready.
From us over the next couple of weeks, and then there'll be a little break and then the Paralympics will start. So it is definitely going to be in our wheelhouse. Tune in, make sure you hit follow, make sure you share. And as always, you can find us at Being Sportish on Instagram.
On the socials.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Okay, bye. Also, YouTube.
We would like to acknowledge and give thanks to the traditional owners of the land we record this podcast on, the Yagara and Turrbal people,
and their continued connection to the land and waterways on which we meet.